Hello and welcome to another episode of Bits in Gaming. I'm your host Shilindo, and this video is part of a series where I get the speedrun achievement in Shovel Knight. So just that everyone is aware, this is not a single section speedrun. I will not take credit for something that awesome. Yeah, Polar Night stage. I remember having a ton of issues with this level. This may have been like the worst level where, yeah, worse than Spectre Knight. I again considered maybe I just trashed this entire series because I'm never getting through this. I think I called my wife up and said, sit next to me until I get through this level. And she sat through a multitude of runs, and then eventually I said, go do your thing, and I'm going to take a break now. And then I took a break. And this may be the moral of the entire story. I took a break, and then my very first try, after taking a break, I got through it. I didn't, as you can tell, I didn't play it perfectly. I made some mistakes, made plenty of mistakes, but I played perfectly in the sense that I got through it. Alright, I shouldn't say I played perfectly. I did well enough that I got through it. Certain parts of this I was just like kind of winging it, saying just get through the screen as fast as I can. At this point, instead of trying to do everything, I didn't even attempt to do everything perfectly. Earlier stages, I was at least trying to pull off the perfect screens on these. By this point, I was just like, just let me get through this fast enough and survive so that I can get this achievement. I had plenty of extra time at this point. I think I still had, like, you know, I needed to do an hour and 30 minutes total. And I think I still had like 45 minutes or something left. Maybe even 50 minutes. And I was like, yeah, I totally got this. Just gotta be as good as I can. Once I got through this level, I think it was all downhill from there, really, in comparison. And all downhill meaning, you know, everything was easier beyond this point. This was the high water mark of horribleness of trying to make this work. Yeah. Here I consistently got this apple just because by this point I needed the extra health, and I got full health at this point. I was like very happy with that. I was like, yes, this might be the one. This might be the run where I get it. Unless I fall through a pit and die. These guys were surprisingly easy and yet surprisingly annoying at the same time, because inadvertently I'd have a really good run. I'd end up getting hit by a hammer and knocked into the pit and having to start over. Seemed to happen on all the good runs. Getting through here. I lost a lot of time on this part. Just mistiming jumps. Things like that. I can't remember how well I did getting through here. Here, I died so many times falling into this pit. This was the part that I think made me want to quit, because I kept getting hit by the hammers. I could never time it just right. It made me so frustrated, but eventually I got through it. I died in the pit here as well a lot, simply because I got too impatient, ended up jumping when I wasn't supposed to, when the second dragon was moving away, and ended up falling in the pit. Fell in the pit here too. Ended up falling down to the second screen and dying. There was all kinds of awful on this thing. Finally, I just went right through him. I was just like, I don't care anymore. I think by the time I got here, I don't remember having any issues beyond this point. Although I can't remember. This part always made me nervous. Even though I knew the dragon was down there, I'm like, I don't want to fall and die. And so every time I saw that open pit down there, I was just like, no! Yeah, this screen was easy. The one part about this screen that made me nervous was when I did the gear thing that you're going to see here. I could never time I didn't have the little shovel swipe thing to get rid of this, the ball there, and so I ended up not being able to get through that part quickly. Got hit a lot, and I think I got hit by the spikes once and died. Polar Knight is a pain, though. I didn't know about the chicken until I got it on the last run. Polar Knight is a huge, incredible pain. Because part of his boss mechanic involves an insta-kill spikes. And that is just the last thing you want in a run where you're trying to do a speed run, because everything can go perfectly in the entire level, and then the boss can one-shot you. I believe he's the only boss that can actually one-shot you. I can't remember for sure, but I believe that's the case. So I always hated fighting him. Always hated fighting him. Edge of your seat stuff here. He had one more health left. I could have hit him and got through it, but I waited one more turn and almost lost it. But got him that time. I'm like, yes! I jumped out of my seat and may have been dancing at this point of the playthrough because I was through with the boss I hated the most and through the stage that took the longest. So, woohoo, celebration time. And then we get to the third dream sequence. And here I think I went back to catching because by this point I had everything I wanted to buy. I didn't want to waste any more time going back to town and buying anything. I ended up not getting any of the armor. I don't even think I visited the second town at all. Just because I didn't want to use any of the things that were there. I wasn't going to be practiced enough to where they would be a time saver. Anything I would have gotten in town unless I was willing to practice it for a lot of hours. I don't think it would have gained me any time versus what I was already doing. And so I kept going with my my normal strategy and, you know, just happy with it. And yeah, so we're getting near the end of the video now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It does help us out tremendously with search rankings and all that stuff. You guys that do that totally rock, and I love you for it. So thank you for everything, and remember, keep it clean.